Afternoon, just a short video on routers. Like I said before, I've got 4 routers. I bought the small Dewalt one. It takes a 6mm collet or an 8mm collet, yeah. And this particular one, you get 2 bodies with it. You get this lovely little plunge body, and you get this little trimmer body. All right, and I know this is a 110, but they do a version of this that's battery powered now, which it came out a year after I bought it, maybe 18 months. About the smallest Dewalt router. So it's got a lovely smooth plunge action, and you've got this lever that controls the plunge. Yeah, you've got that lever that controls the plunge. Right. And then the only thing I don't like about it is this on-off switch up here. That's on-off. Always make sure you're unplugged, yeah? That's your on-off button, and that's your speed. So you can turn the speed right down as well. Right. You've got the normal 3-position turret for depth, right? And you've got this nice sprung lock and these nice handles. I always pull the router towards me, all right? It comes with a fence, and it also comes with a clip-in extractor, and you've got extraction on the fence as well. So as you would expect, really. And then, like I say, you've got an alternative body, which is like a trimmer body. So you just pull that out of there, and there's a slot there that you locate. There you go. And then you've got a nice, neat trimmer body. I know a lot of people like the trimmer for doing hinges. I'm happy with that, actually. I'm happy with the plunge for hinges. So that's the plunge. It's safer, you know. You release the lock, up comes a cutter, enclosed in the body. Whereas that one, it's normally sticking out. You can't retract it, all right, without spinning the body round. So for safety, I would always say this one. And this one's got a little LED light on it as well. So like I say, on-off button, speed controller, and then plunging lock. All right. And there's your depth gauge and your 3-position turret. Quite common features. The next router along. So years ago, I had a small Hitachi router, which was really, really good. I had it for years, and then I had to replace it, and this is what I replaced it with. So again, 3-position turret and the depth gauge. On this one, the plunge, you go up and down, and you lock it off by turning that handle. You lock it off by turning that handle. I don't know if I'm a fan of it, really. You know, a couple of times it's come loose. And then you've got like you press that down and you've got a trigger. All right, that's all right. I like that because it's all on that handle then. And there is some dust extraction for it, and obviously you've got a fence. Now that will take, well, these will both take a 6 or 8mm collet, a 6 or an 8mm collet. All right. And then the next router along, is the big 2000 watt 1/2-inch collet jobby, and again you've got the 3-position turret down there, you've got the handles there, and your depth stop, speed controller, and then your on-off is on there. Your on-off is on the trigger, which I don't mind, and then you've got a lock. So you're down there in plunge, you can lock it off and use it. You can turn the power off and up like that. Some people will come up and then turn the power off. All right, you can kind of do it both at the same time, really. This is the big one that takes 6, 8 and 12mm collets. It will also take the longer bits, and it's got dust extraction. And like the other two as well, you can put a bearing in there as well, so that's a 30mm bearing. This is the same body as my old Elu router, actually, and I actually bought this router just to do kitchen worktops, do the mason's mitre for a friend. I had loads to do, and I paid about 25, 230 for this, 110 volt, and it was from Folkestone Fixings, or FFX, all right? It didn't come with a box or anything like that, it was just the router, and that's all I needed. Because already having had an ELU that was the same pattern, I had some spare bits and bobs, including a fence, and at that time that's what I needed. So to change the cutter on this one has a locking spindle. So you depress that nut, you depress that button, and then you get a big spanner on the collet, and you loosen the collet off. On the medium router, which is 1100 watts, you've got I suppose it's an adaptation of that, isn't it? It's a little push button in there, right? Again, that locks the collet. And then on the smallest router, again, you've got a little push button there. You get your spanner on the collet, loosen it off, put your router bit in. These are all Dewalt routers, all 110. It just varies slightly differently. If I'm honest, that's probably my favourite for doing small work. It's really neat. We had to recess in some sensors for some wardrobe lights, and we had to recess all the cabling in as well in the top of the wardrobes. It was in a posh house in Weybridge, so I found that really nice to use, and that's kind of my go-to router now if I'm chopping in hinges and I'm recessing hinges with that, because it's so neat and nice to use. That one I'd probably keep on site, because it's had a bit of you can see it's had a bit of, not a hard life, but it's been used. I think we once hung 80 doors with that, so that was chopping all the hinges in nicely into some ash doors. And then my big router there, generally that's only been used for kitchen worktops, like I said, because you need the extra power, you need the 1/2 inch cutters and the long length. Probably used it for 2 years doing kitchen worktops. Right, that's it on routers. See you next time.